Welcome to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm here at Boucher Field as the Husson University Eagles will be taking on the SUNY Canton Kangaroos in this North Atlantic Conference men's lacrosse matchup here today. Max, we are in for a good one. Obviously, Canton and Husson, exciting finish last season as we saw that double overtime goal from Matt Boyden for the win for the Eagles against this Canton squad out in Canton.
Yeah, Avery, it's going to be an exciting rematch of last year's game. Double OT finish last year. I was lucky enough to be on the team and witness that. It was a very, very cool game, but also very gut-wrenching. And I honestly expect to see a similar game today. The rosters for both teams, at least on the Canton side, haven't changed that much. A little bit more change for the Eagles this year. A lot more freshmen starting, had a few seniors graduate. But Coach O'Neill has done such a good job getting these boys ready for this week, and I would expect that the game is close.
And we will be going underway in just a second here. We're going to hand this one over to Ryan Barnes for the public address announcement and starting lineups.
These coaches or team representatives will not be tolerated under grounds of removal from Boucher Field. Welcome to Boucher Field for today's game featuring the Kangaroos of SUNY Canton and the Eagles of Husson University. Introducing the starters for the visiting Roos. Number 1, midfielder Devin Guerrero. Number 3, attack, Caden Goodenough. Number 10, defender Parker Horton. Number 11, defender Tyler Scott. Number 15, attack, Alex Jacobs. Number 28, attack, Austin Mesler. Number 33, defender Riley St. Croix. In goal, number 34, Hayden Todd. Number 40, defender Holden Hewlett. And number 41, midfielder Rory McCabe. Roos are under the direction of head coach Pat Harrington. And now the lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A freshman from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, number 0, Brad Stoll. A sophomore from Monson, Massachusetts, number 1, Andrew Hurst. A freshman from East Greenwich, Rhode Island, number 5, Owen Giorgio. In goal, a sophomore from Hightstown, New Jersey, number 11, Odin Burke. A junior from Brunswick, Maine, number 12, Sean Line. A sophomore from Danville, California, number 13, Trenton, Montana. A senior from Gardner, Maine, number 14, Matthew Boynton. A sophomore from Fletcher, Vermont, number 16, Colton Gillen. A freshman from Wales, Maine, number 19, Alex Hinkley. A junior from Plastown, New Hampshire, number 26, Nathan Vibber. The Eagles are coached by Michael Neal and is assisted by Rich Ronaldo, Jeff Colkin, and Jacob Lorishell. Fans of this time, ask that you please rise and honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. That was the starting lineups there, as the Eagles will come out with Brad Stolt out there for the faceoffs. Andrew Hurst, Owen Giorgio, one of the better defenders right now statistically in the country, Max. We'll cover that in just a second. Odin Burke will be in goal for this one. Sean Line back from that concussion. Trenton Montana, Matt Boyden, Colton Gillen, Alex Hinckley also back from injury, and Nathan Vibber. While the Roos will come in here, Devin Guerrero, Caden Goodenough, Parker Hornung, Tyler Scott, Alex Jacobs, Austin Melzer, Riley St. Croix, Hayden Todd, Holden Hewlett, and Rory McCabe will come out for the Roos in this contest, Max, as we should have a good one on our hands today.
If it's anything like last year, it'll be a great game. Some players to watch, Avery. One of them, like you said, is Owen Giorgio for the Eagles, number 5. Has 31 caused turnovers this year, ranking him second in Division III across the entire country. I think he's averaging about 5 right now a game, which is just, it's unprecedented. He's as a freshman, just incredible. Another guy you want to look out for the Eagles, Colton Gillen, number 16, has 17 goals on the team. He leads it, 4 assists, and he's a great inside threat. For the Roos, you're looking at number 28, Austin Melzer, has 10 goals, 9 assists. He's a great shooter, but he will look inside and feed the ball. So the Eagles got to do a good job defending that inside crease today.
And this first face-off here, still plowing over the opposing player there for the Roos, but it will be scooped up by Canton as they're going to take up the first offensive possession here. I think something to note in this game, just on paper, Roos a little more size out there than the Eagles, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've got some size on defense, but they also got number 28, Austin Melzer, who's a pretty tall guy himself. He's going to be able to push into the crease and get some inside shots, so the Eagles are going to have to lock him off the best they can, and it looks like they're starting to do that with number 13, Trenton Montana.
As this one getting brought around the edge by number 22, Tanner Amell, as he's going to give this one back up top over to Newcomb. As he's trying to spin it, going up against Vibber here. Gets past him, shot there off the helmet. Face guard there of Burke.
A good job by Nathan Vibber there, forcing him to the side, taking a left-hand shot from a pretty bad angle. And with that kind of shot, Odin Burke saw it right away. Didn't even have to move, just took the shot and was able to save the ball.
Yeah, I'd love to see kind of a in-camera video of that one coming right at him, as this one's going to be a missed pass. So the Eagles taking back over here. Good defense on that possession to not allow the Roos a real great shooting opportunity.
Yeah, and that was one of the things Coach O'Neill talked about when I got to speak with him this morning, was just you got to play really tight defense on these guys and not let them get inside. If you can force them to the outside, they're not going to be as good as shooters, and their offense won't run well.
What we saw in that University of Southern Maine game earlier last week now is that the Eagles really struggled on kind of the transition side of keeping hold of possession, and they had a lot of turnovers in that contest. That one, a shot and score. I believe that number 15, Alex Jacobs, one of the captains for this team, getting his 6th goal of the season.
And to your point, Avery, just the transition for the Eagles, another mishap there, just trying to force the ball down the field too fast when you don't have to someone who was open, but just not, he was pretty far away from where the pass was coming from. It bounced off the ground, went out of bounds, and it was a very fast breakaway down the other end.
As this will be Stolt here in the middle trying to win this face-off. As this one, for now, Hurst trying to scoop it up. It's going to bounce into the Eagles defensive side, and they're going to pass this one back over to Burke in goal, as it will be number 13 in Trenton, Montana, trying to bring this one up. He's going to give it over into the middle. Burke with it again, going out wide to Boyden. Boyden gets his stick dragged away from him. No call, but scooped back up by Byers, as Byers will get past his defender. That being Holden Hewitt, one of the sophomores for this team.
Now the Eagles have the ball down in their end, and they're just going to try and play with some pace. If they listen to what Coach O'Neill has been telling them all week, they're going to slow it down and figure out exactly how they want to run their plays. Take a look at the defense, see what they're running. It looks right now as if they're playing a man coverage defense. They're just going to pass it around and try and make things work here for the first few possessions.
And it'll be good for the Eagles, too, having Sean Line back in this contest. Missed the last few after that spring break trip, one of their better offensive players out there. That's Clinch, who tries to give it into the middle to Sinkler, too far for him. And this one, a fight for it. We'll see who comes away with it. Right now, it's Gillen who's going to get on top of it. And he's going to get the Eagles' possession back. 4 seconds left on the shot clock here, as I'm not sure the Eagles are aware of that, as Line will give this one over to the Canton defense.
Good defensive stand there by Canton, not allowing them to score a goal or really even get a chance for a shot. But you also have to give credit to the Eagles holding on to the ball, as we're going to have a flag fly coming down the other end. But good job by the Eagles to hold the ball and not give it up.
So that will be a foul there, one against the Eagles. We'll see who this goes on. I think it might be Sinkler, as he's jogging over in the direction of that penalty box.
It's going to be a 1-minute unnecessary roughness penalty for Dean Sinkler. So now you got to see pretty early on, earlier than the Eagles probably hoped, how their man-down defense is going to play. They'll get into that zone look back on the defense with 2 up front, 2 in the back, and Trenton Montana holding the stick on the hands of Austin Melser in the middle there.
As Cannon trying to pass this one around, feel out that defense. See what they're trying to set up out here. As this one, a pass back towards the back corner, a little too far though, and low. There will be a race for it between Hurst and a couple other players. Giorgio's going to scoop it up though. Giorgio using that nice long stick to keep that one away.
And the pressure from Montana up at the top of the box was what caused that pass to go so low. And now the Eagles are going to hold the ball up here and try and kill off this penalty. A great job by the penalty kill team.
As Boyden taking a little bit of a beating out on the backside. He's going to cut in towards goal and take a shot. That one saved, though. Boyden shoved down right in front of the crease. The Eagles there almost getting a potential goal opportunity playing a man down.
Yeah, and you know, on man down, you're not typically looking to get the ball into the net right there. You're kind of waiting to kill the penalty, but Boynton had such a clear lane to the net, you almost can't not take that opportunity. Plus, it was a shot. Eagles got to the sideline first, so they'll get possession here.
And I think Boyden, they're drawing the foul as well from Austin Mesler, one of those players that you highlighted in the pregame for this offensive ability. As I think that might be from that shove on Boyden after the shot. The Eagles will keep possession here.
And the Eagles will also get an opportunity to have some man up early on in this game once Dean Sinkler is released from the box. It'll be a great start to this game for the Eagles, killing the penalty, and they're going to see if they can capitalize on having Sinkler back out there, man up.
As there goes Sinkler right away. Eagles probably about 50 seconds here in a man-up opportunity. As Boyden trying to loop this one around the backside. Gillen throwing towards goal. That one saved away as that was actually line on the shot. As Vibber's going to scoop it up. Give it over to Clinch.
Normally you'll see Owen Giorgio playing this man-up team with the Eagles, but as it was in transition and they were already a man down, they weren't able to get him in, so they've got Sinkler and Clinch in there right now, along with Vibber.
And we saw Giorgio get a couple as that was a rip from Boyden, and he knocks that one home for the Eagles. That was some distance there on that shot.
Yeah, a lot of distance, but also a lot of distance between the defense and the shooter. Matt's one of those guys who is going to shoot from anywhere on the field and can do it with accuracy. You do not want to leave him that wide open.
And that will tie this contest back up between the Eagles and the Roos. As Boyden taking that opportunity, had the good one right there before the penalty as well. So a couple of good opportunities here for the Eagles. Stolk getting knocked down, managed to kind of hit it while he was on the ground. A fight for it. We saw this a lot in that Huskies game that the Eagles played against the University of Southern Maine, that there was a lot of face-offs that weren't really won cleanly by one side or the other.
And that was one of the things Another one of the things that Coach O'Neill has been focusing on this week and mentioned to me would be a huge part in playing this game and winning this game today is getting the face-off draw right away and getting it cleanly. That's how you're going to get possessions. And shot there from Boynton, but that's just how you're gonna get your possessions throughout the game. If you can't win the face-off, it's going to be really hard to get down in the offensive zone.
And big shoes for freshman Brad Stolt to step into. Jacob Alora Shell graduating this past year, the all-time Eagles face-off leader. Obviously still around helping Stolt learn some as an assistant coach, so definitely I think for him, big help out there being a freshman, having an older player like that helping you out.
The last few years, Jacob La Rochelle was one of, if not the best face-off guys in the NAC. And so, certainly, Avery, it helps to have him teaching Brad Stolt and mentoring him in his journey to become a top-tier face-off guy in the NAC.
And now Giorgio moving up into the offensive side for the Eagles. It's like Cannon giving him some room out there. This one fumbled there by Sinkler. He manages to knock this one up, though. Good recovery there from him. Gillen trying to put his body into this one. Good stick work there from the Roos, though. Pass up over the top. That one caught cleanly. Eagles trying to scramble back on defense a little bit. As that one's going to give it an over to good enough.
The Roos had an opportunity there for a fast break. Good job by the Eagles defense getting there and stopping that.
And good enough, a kind of circus shot on that one as he gets into the back of the net, diving across the front of the crease.
Just a small little step move, a little jab step, beat Dean Sinkler on the outside and just ran around on GLE down to the crease. And it looked like you said, a circus shot, kind of jumped over the crease and put it in behind Odin Burke in goal. Not much he could have done to stop that there.
I think normally for the Eagles, too, Sinkler would have subbed out for some defensive players, but on that fast break opportunity there for the Roos, Eagles no chance to sub out some of those more offensive-minded midfielders.
It's extremely difficult to sub on defense, Avery, especially in transition like that. Normally, you only sub on defense if the offense is also subbing, but they took all their players straight down the net.
Good save there from Burke, as that was Guerrero on the face-off, taking it all the way up through. See a lot of goals off those face-off plays if one guy can get it cleanly and just kind of catch the defense off guard.
You see Trenton Montana playing Austin Melzer hard, out far, farther than you would normally see someone playing defense, but that was what Coach O'Neill's plan was today, was to completely lock off Melzer, and so far, so good for the Eagles.
Missed pass there as Newcomb can't quite corral it. And now Giorgio bringing it up on the offensive end. Giorgio's got some speed out there in that kind of left back defensive position, as he's going to stray back to the defensive side. As it will be Vibber and Clinch moving up the field here for the Eagles. Vibber going over to Clinch out on this right near side. Clinch going on to the back corner to Boyden. Eagles down one right now. 7 minutes left here in this first quarter. As Boyden, a little stop move there and shot low. Boyden getting on the board again. And this is a team I think Boyden likes playing against.
Oh my goodness, Avery. What a sequence for Matthew Boyden. He had Holden Hewlett all over him. Comes up to GLE, just little stutter move, sends Hewlett flying the other way, and breaks into the goal. Wide open shot, very similar to the one we saw on the other end for the Canton Kangaroos.
As that will tie this one back up. Boyden, we mentioned having that electric play in that game a season ago. As this one, Stolt going to scoop this one up. Pretty sure the clip following that with the backflip went kind of viral across the lacrosse world following that. As Stolt trying to corral this one. And a line trying to get it. This one a pass up the field. Good catch there in the middle. As Vibber playing defense right around at midfield. As Stolt trying to get off the field here for Byers.
Now you'll see they'll get there defensive subs in because Canton also is subbing out on offense. So the Eagles will have the lineup they want out there.
And this one's going to be given over to Horning as Eagles playing some defense here. About 40 seconds left on this shot clock. The Roos really haven't pushed up into the offensive attacking third until now. The moves here in the middle of the field. Nice spin move through the middle, but knocked away by the Eagles. As that one eventually knocked away again. That was Alex Hinckley who had a head of steam in front of him. A nice little play there by Mesler. That will reset the shot clock, though, for the Roos. This one pass up into the middle. No one cover him. Good recovery there, though, as it looked like he might have had a shooting opportunity for just a second.
Right in front of the net, Trenton Montana slides directly in front of the goal to take that on and forced him up in front. Oh, my goodness. Now a huge scrum for the ball. Great defensive set for the Eagles.
As it will be Line picking this one up. That was Vibber who came in and laid that hit in the middle of the field. Kind of caught the Roos off guard there. I don't think they were expecting him to step quite that strong. As Clinch is going to give this one over to Vibber on the backside, trying to cut up through the middle. That one shot off the goalkeeper's stick, and that one will go up and over. As one might have hit off the crossbar rather than the stick.
I believe there was a foul for an illegal push, and that's why the ball was turned over.
The goalkeeper way out of play here, trying to scoop this one back up. That was a dangerous play there for the Roos for a half second, as it was the goalkeeper in at number 34, Hayden Todd, who had brought it up the field and then lost possession right in the middle. Todd's been the starter this season for the Roos, averaging about 15 goals allowed to go along with a 60% save percentage. As this one good enough bringing it up the field. Give this over to Mesler. Mesler ball back in. This one too far, though. Will look like the Roos are going to get there first, though.
Mesler was looking to get that pass to the inside on the crease there to one of those two guys that was in there, one of them being number 13, Carter Pooler. But the Eagles do a good job keeping the hands on the sticks of those crease guys and not allowing that type of shot. Almost gave one up there. Good job by Burke to save that, but the Eagles so far running the defensive game plan to perfection.
Byers head of steam shot. That one saved by the keeper, though. The Eagles have had a number of good shots this game knocked away. That was Byers there on the full field run. This one, a ball back over to the backside.
It's another walk-off for Austin Melzer.
As it looks like Montana definitely having the job today of covering him.
You're also seeing that they're playing pretty far up past the restrainer box and then locking off those adjacent passes, really trying to force the ball handler to put the ball into harm's way.
And that one, a great pass to the back post, caught and shot and scored for this Cannon team. As that was number 15 in Alex Jacobs getting his second of the contest. Puts him up to 7 now on the season. Had 5 goals earlier this year against Castleton in one of the first contests of the year for the Roos. As Jacobs, a junior for this squad, had 47 goals back in 2022 and about 36 last season as well. So definitely one of those offensive players for this Roos team.
Yeah, definitely one of those underrated guys that they've got on the offensive side of the ball. They were actually looking for him there again on that fast break off the draw. Luckily for the Eagles, however, they were able to knock that ball down on the pass, or else he might have had his third of the game.
That one was just good passing that led to that goal. Jacobs managed to get open on that back post. I don't think he really had the ball in his stick for more than half a second, where he just kind of ushered it into the back of the goal rather than shooting it.
Yeah, in hockey, you call that a one-timer. In lacrosse, I don't know exactly what you call it, but it's a pretty play when you see it happen.
This one shot there, a little trip after the play, but it won't be called as Burke's going to have this one.
Burke tracked that ball all the way from when it was shot down to his feet. There was no way he wasn't making that save. A good job by an experienced goaltender.
And another turnover here for the Eagles on the clear attempt. And that's definitely something they worked on in practice this week.
And not just a little bit, Avery, a lot. They worked on that a lot this week. They're trying to get those guys open on the transition. They're supposed to switch a defenseman out for, or rather a long stick midi out for a short stick midi who's going to streak across the field and hopefully be wide open. But so far, they've just not been able to find that guy.
And that one lost into the middle of the field. Sinclair trying to play defense here against number 22 in Tanner Amull. As this one ranging around Jacobs again here. That one dogged by 3 players gets taken away. Hurst here, a lot of running room in front of him. He's going to give this one over to Boyden. And Hurst is going to streak off the field to allow clinch out there. Boyden losing his footing. And he's going to lose this one. A good catch there by the keeper on the pass back to him. As it will be a whistle called here from the referee. That's a foul called on the goalkeeper potentially.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the call is, but a lucky break for the Eagles as another transition turnover would have happened, but they'll get another possession.
And Vibber losing that one for just a second. He will scoop it back up. Clinch is going to give this one over to Line. As Line back into the middle to Clinch here. Clinch shot that one just a little too high. As it will be given possession to the Roos, as I think the goalkeeper managed to get there first.
I feel like assists you can give them more easily in lacrosse than like soccer.
See a lot of substitutions right now. This is going to give the Roos a good opportunity to make it down, although Cohen Trinka, who's just checked in, there to stop the push.
That one I shot just too high. Will stay possession with the Roos, though. A good opportunity there for them. This one pass into the middle. That one too high. That will streak out of bounds. As that will end this first quarter. I think the Cannon there trying to rush that last play a little bit. Just a few seconds left on the clock. Well, they will go into the end of the first here. Canton up 3-2 versus the Eagles. So far, a pretty even contest.
Yeah, it was something that I think most of the people who knew these two teams were expecting. A very close game, just like last year. Both teams are doing a good job sort of figuring out what the defensive scheme is on offense, but both teams are also struggling to transition from defense to offense, and that's why we haven't seen a lot of scoring yet, because there's a lot of really good playmakers for both teams, just not a lot of offensive possession so far.
And we'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network and be back in just about a minute and a half or so. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm. Right now, the Roos leading the Eagles 3-2 here after the first quarter of play. And it's been, like we mentioned at the end of that first quarter, a pretty even matchup so far. But Brews having a few more offensive opportunities. And this one popped up. No one there for the Eagles, so it will be scooped up by Canton. We're going to take this up on the offensive side, trying to go quickly. Jacobs shot there. Good save from Burke, though.
That was a quick shot from Jacobs. I'm impressed that Odin Burke saw that where that was going, was able to track it all the way down and get it out fast. Fast transition play for the Eagles here.
As Vibber laying another shoulder out there on the midfield end. That one will give it over to Boyden. Boyden into the middle now. This one trying to cut back for line. He's going to lose possession, but we'll scoop it right back up. As Boyden's going to take a second to let the team reset a little bit. Sometimes you see that on those fast transition plays. Kind of just go a little too fast.
Just got to play with some pace, especially this early on in the game where you're going to tire your guys out.
Vibber trying to cut inside. He's going to lose his stick and the ball. And it's eventually going to get scooped up by St. Croix. And it's still kind of bouncing around. The Eagles managed to take it away for just a second. And eventually it's going to bounce straight to the goalkeeper. I think unlucky bounce there for the Eagles.
Yep, and they're going to be a man down here until Drew Clinch can find his way. See what the Roos do. They put it in the net.
That one a shot and score. Number 41 in Rory McCabe, who got on the end of that one.
And that one starts down at the other end. Drew Clinch made a good effort to try and get the ball out of the goalkeeper's hands, Hayden Todd, but was unable to do so, and as a result, left his defense man down on the other end.
As that was McCabe's first goal of the season. Gabe, one of the most penalized players for this Cannon team. 6 penalties, totaling 8 minutes so far on the season. But right there, getting the Roos on the board, up 4-2 now. This one given over to Line. Line's going to give this over to Clinch now. The Eagles had another good couple opportunities on that last play. Couldn't manage to capitalize on any of them. Now Boyden with it. Boyden trying to stream up around the outside. Nice spin and score as Boyden kind of takes the momentum to the ground on that one.
Yeah, it was almost like a diving play. A nice sidearm shot. Found the right side of the goalie. Barely any room between the crossbar and the net. Was able to squeeze the ball right into there. Another great play from Boynton, and he's probably not done yet. He's having himself a day.
As that will put him at a hat trick in this one. I'm not sure if he really kind of knew where that one was going, but more just trying to get something on goal. As that one will be a face-off violation there on, I believe, Stult.
Yeah, I think just an early jump for Stult, trying to get an early clamp. As you mentioned earlier, these face-offs not exactly being won cleanly by either team.
And this one up top here for Hummel. As now Canton is kind of taking this one a little bit slow on this offensive possession.
It's going to be a pick play here. Good job by the Eagles to diagnose that.
As loses footing. Nice pass over and shot. It's Jacobs there. Jacobs definitely has kind of a penchant for taking those quick shots out there. As that was him and Mesler trying to combine on that one.
You saw Pooler was trying to use the screen from Mesler to get up and force a wide open shot, but the Eagles diagnosed that right away. Were able to switch off ball handlers and stop the play before it developed.
And a few nice little moves there from Giorgio, taking that one up from the defensive side. Had a couple players a couple Canton players on him. And now Boynton with it.
Now you see Hewlett for the Roos locking off Matt Boynton. They're trying to slow him down with the day he's having.
We'll see if that opens up some more offensive opportunities for other Eagles players. No one so far outside of Boynton really having a good opportunity out there. We've had a few other shots, but nothing as good as his. As right as I say that, Vibber putting that one off the top edge of the crossbar. As Nathan Vibber getting the Eagles back tied again against this Canton.
And this time Vibber for the Eagles runs an isolation play where you kind of put the rest of the team on the left side of the goal and it leaves the middle wide open in a man situation like the Roos are running. All Vibber had to do was run past the first defender, and he's got some speed, so he was able to do that. Switch the stick to the other hand and rip a shot, and that's exactly what he did, and it pays off.
Vibber's 13th goal of the season, already one more than he had last season. Definitely having his best statistical season so far for the Eagles. Now in his junior season with them. I think with some of those losses on the offensive end, definitely stepping up a little bit. As the Eagles will have this one on the offensive side again. Clinch is going to just kind of roll this one around the outside. Eagles trying to set up a little sort of something here. As Clinch looking for a pass in the middle. No one there, though. Line loses control of this one for now, but will pick it up cleanly. Going to give it back out to Boyne way up here. Boyne trying to bring it inside, cutting through a couple players. As he eventually going to get dragged down by two different Cannon players. Took a second to stand over him, but flag there.
Boynton just, for the entire time he has been at Husson, has done an incredible job of drawing penalties like that. And it's given the Eagles a lot of man-up opportunities since he's been at the school. Just another great example of that there. Tries to make a few swim moves inside, and, you know, when you bring that stick up high, that's what the Roos defenders are trying to hit, and they end up hitting the helmet, and that's what they'll call him for here.
Will be Rory McCabe who will get penalized here. One of the goal scorers here today for Canton. And Clinch is going to give this one over to Sinclair. The Eagles here, man-up opportunity, chance to take their first lead of the contest.
And the Roos running a tight zone here. Got a guy inside watching for cutters. The rest of the guys are staying quite still.
Missed opportunity there for the Eagles again as Boyne and Line not managing to connect on that pass.
That's one they'll want back, Avery. You never want to give the ball up when you are man up. It's just a wasted opportunity. And then the Eagles, or the Roos rather, will have a chance on the other end once their guy comes back in. They'll already have possession.
I think Line there just trying to make something out of nothing. He will get called for the foul. No flag, though. As this one just kind of heaved up the field. Giorgio trying to get on it. It's going to get shoved around by a couple players. Managing to keep this one in play right now for the Eagles. We'll see who that went off of. Looked like from here it went off one of the Roos' heels. But they're going to give them possession here.
So now you're in a man-up. Well, not anymore. They were in the man-up defense, but it's all even strength now. But you still see them playing out pretty far. Should expect to see the hands on the sticks of these Roos attackers as Sinclair gets in there.
As this one passed over, shot and score there by number 22 in Tanner Amal. As he puts Cannon up one here.
Sinclair gets beat on the far side there on the right side of the goal. And someone had to slide, and it left someone in the crease wide open. Easy shot.
As another goal there for the Roos. A little bit of a turnaround there. The Eagles had the offensive opportunity with a man up, and then it kind of flipped around, and the second opportunity there for Canton resulted in a goal. And this one trying to corral is Stult. And it looks like the Eagles will win this one. So Stult here winning a few in a row now for Husson.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get it going. It's not necessarily a clean win, but it's a win regardless, rather than tiring everybody out by having a scrum in the middle of the field.
Oh, the shot from Boyne got decked after the shot there as it was caught cleanly by the keeper. Boyne helped to his feet. They are going to call a push there on Boyne, so the Eagles will get, or having the Roos pushing Boyne there on that one.
And just Boynton again drawing a penalty. And the Eagles will get a second chance on this man-up play. And they're certainly hoping that it doesn't go as poorly as the last one did. Resulted in a goal on the other side. Maybe look to slow down the pace a little bit.
2-minute penalty on SUNY Canton's number 10, Parker Horning.
As that'll be Parker Horning who will get penalized here. One of the starters on defense here for Canton, so it'll be a 2-minute penalty for him. Eagles man-up opportunity. Boyne cuts this one inside and knocks it home. Boyne netting his fourth of the game. Kind of had the little bit of a no look to his right. Everybody kind of went that way for the pass and then just cut back towards the goal.
Boynton's just so shifty. He's going to be able to make that play on basically any defender in the NAC. Just so fast, and he's able to break inside and puts just a short little bounce shot at the goalie's feet, one that he wasn't really able to predict the angle at which it was going to bounce. Bounces back up to the top of the net. And like you said, Avery, his fourth goal of the day, and we're not even halfway through.
His fourth goal, and he's also kind of managed to win a few penalties out there as well. I think part of the reason for that is just his ability to just kind of fly around out there, and I think also a little bit of recklessness from him as well. I don't think some players, they kind of get shoved and they're kind of really solid on their feet. Boyne just kind of flying around out there. Eagles will still be in man-up opportunity. Boyne now getting his fifth of the contest as Matt Boyne has that little play around the back post just working right now.
Avery, I wish I could give you some analysis on what just happened with that goal, but it was exactly what happened on the last goal from Boynton, except he didn't bounce the ball. He just put it over the shoulder, opposite side of the goalie. It's just, he's already having an insane game, and you'll see the Roos will call a timeout now. They're definitely going to want to figure out how to stop number 14 from getting to the net.
Boyden limping a little bit after that shot. He'll have this timeout to collect himself, taking a few big hits out there. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network in just a moment. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Some electric play there from Boyden in the last minute or so, putting 2 goals up on the board for the Eagles in short succession. And now lead this contest 6-5, their first lead of the game.
Heck of a goal and game from Boynton, but we also got to give credit to the rest of this Eagles offense. You know, against USM last week, Avery, they really struggled to get things going on offense. This week they're slowing it down a little bit, running their plays, and running them exceptionally well. Definitely goes to show how much work they put in practice this week, and I'm not sure where I was going with that, but Coach O'Neill done a great job this week getting the boys ready for this game.
As the Eagles definitely look better than they looked last week against that Huskies squad. Seems like they're passing the ball a little bit better and have worked on a few of those mistakes that they made in that contest. Right now on the defensive end, they haven't allowed, I think, really a shot anywhere near the shooting arc here on this whole offensive possession for the Roos, and only about 20 seconds left on the clock here.
You see the aggressive defense. Sinkler and Byers both getting to the hands of Michael Newcomb pretty fast.
And that one is one the Eagles are going to want back, as they ran that clock all the way down to 6 seconds, and then Austin Mesler, one of the players they wanted to watch out for in this contest, just getting a wide open shot right there.
Yep, that switch in the middle allowed Melzer to get inside. Easy cut, wide open in front of the net. Not much you're going to do about that. Odenberg is not going to be able to stop a shot from that up that close to the net.
Mesler, a 6'4", 205 attacker out there. It's a big guy to cover for the majority of the game. And that one mishandled out there by Quinn Lucas, as Stolt goes down to the ground hard here in the center circle. As he's going to take a second to get up. The Eagles will get possession of it, though. For now, as Hurst giving this one over to Vibber. As it will be brought up the field now by the Eagles. As Vibber having it here up on the offensive end. The Eagles taking this one slow themselves. Looks like they're trying to set up a little bit of something. Vibber trying to cut towards the middle. Right now getting pushed away by McCabe.
Trying to run that same isolation play that got him his goal earlier. This time, the Roos do a good job sliding up top and getting two bodies on him instead of letting the first guy get burned.
30 seconds now on the shot clock. Vibber's going to give this one over to line. Now back out to Vibber. As Gillen with it now, under 20 seconds. Clinch into the middle to Sinkler. The Eagles are going to have to get something off here in this next little bit. 10 seconds now on the clock. Clinch, nothing there. Line trying to get inside, trying to cut up towards the goal. I think this one's going to run out of play, as that will be a team turnover on the Eagles.
Second of the day for the Eagles, running down the shot clock, not getting a shot off. The Roos do a great job on defense, just super aggressive, keeping everybody from getting to the inside of the crease, which is where the Eagles get a lot of their shots off. Boynton was highly covered that time. And changes the Eagles' offensive game plan for sure.
And I think for good reason as well. Right now, Boyne 9 of the Eagles' total 15 shots in the contest. Another 2 of those going over to Vibber, who's the other goal scorer for the Eagles. Outside of that, a few players with 1 shot, but Boyne really doing it all on the offensive side.
It's going to be a penalty here on the Eagles. I believe that's going to be number 3, Deaton Sinkler, once again.
As Sinkler will come out for the second time today.
Sinkler offsides on that play. Came across the line, didn't realize that there were also 6 other people on that side of the field. It'll only be a 30-second penalty, but could be costly the way that the Roos have been running their offense these last few possessions.
And we'll see if the Roos choose to take this one quickly in this man-up opportunity. They're going to give this one over. Trying to do some passing. Missed pass there, though, so the Eagles will get the ball back. Chance to run this penalty out.
Lucky break for the Eagles, as they'll now be able to kill off this penalty with some smart passing.
As Sinclair will re-enter the contest, as it will be also Dan Weed replacing Gillen out there on the offensive side. About 4:30 left here in this first half. Right now the contest tied at 6 apiece. As Canton bringing this one up the field. One pass, back post, caught and shot, but saved by the keeper. That was a great pass to that back corner.
Yeah, not one you're going to not see the back of the net all too often. Odin Burke does a great job getting low, anticipating the bounce shot, making the save, and saving the Eagles from going down a goal.
Like a lot of goalkeeping in lacrosse is kind of obviously having good reflexes, but also being able to just get your body in front of the ball.
And an unsuccessful clear here for the Eagles as they held on to the ball for too long on their side of the field.
Canton will start with this one right around midfield. And another unforced error there for the Eagles.
And apart from their transition offense this game, Avery, they've done a great job getting some opportunities down on the offensive side of the field. But like we've been talking about, even since the USM game, they're just struggling to get the ball down the field consistently. They could be up a few extra goals right now if they had just not had those unforced errors.
And this one passed towards the back corner. Jacobs underhand shot on that one as he puts it upper corner. Jacobs definitely has that quick, fast shot down.
Twice now that the Eagles defense has left Jacobs wide open on the right side of the net where he likes to shoot from, and gave him the opportunity to shoot underhanded with no defender in sight. Odin Burke unable to track it that time, and now they'll call timeout.
Eagles will take a timeout. We'll take a quick one, too, here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And a welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Out of that timeout, this is a game that the Roos lead now. And a few lead changes in this contest. Stalt winning this one cleanly. He's going to give it over to Boyden.
So far, Avery, the game we expected a close one, despite some of the roster changes for the Eagles. Their offense remains the same, having guys like Vibber and Matt Boynton out there, Colton Gillen, who stepped up this year, and Sean Line, who has been a key piece of this team for 3 years now, able to stay in it with a tough team.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations in the offseason. Obviously, Gunnar McAllister, Eagles' all-time leading goal scorer, leaving or graduating in the offseason. So it's kind of that conversation of who's going to come in and replace him out there. And it's kind of been a combination of guys. There hasn't really been one guy who's totally stood out. I think Gillen having the best spring trip out there, but it's been a lot of guys who have stepped. Vibber going down hard on that one as Canton's going to bring this one up the field. As they're bringing this up on the offensive end. Missed pass here in the middle. Be Hinckley trying to get over there first. As they're going to stop the clock out here. As the trainer's going out to check on Vibber, who got back to his feet, walking out himself.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him get up and walk off the field under his own power, Avery. That was a tough hit he took. A few of those this year so far for him. He'll come off and Eagles will reset.
Like Vibber kind of got pinched between a couple of those big defenders out there. Vibber, one of the players who I think we mentioned having already one more goal than he's had in all of last season, and we're only 5 games in for the Eagles, or more than that in for the Eagles now.
Vibber was a contributor the first 2 years of his career here at Husson, but, you know, like you said, with Gunnar McAllister not being there, who was really the goal scorer for the Eagles most of the time.
That's that one, a shot from 35. Michael Newcomb getting his first of the contest. As Canton there capitalizing again.
It's the third goal that I've counted, Avery, that has come from that right side where there's just not a defender there. They're so focused on keeping Caden good enough and
Austin Mesler along with Jacob.
They got plenty of goal scorers on that side that they've had to worry about so far. And now they're realizing that if they can get the Eagles to sort of fade that way on defense, they'll leave someone wide open right in front of the net.
Looks like Hurst there getting caught on the face-off violation. Not the guy taking the face-off, but Cannon managing to get him to jump off the line a little bit.
See Hurst come up to play Mesler almost at the half line. They really don't want him to get the ball, and looks like they're going to get it to number 13, Carter Pooler. Might try and run that screenplay again.
Yeah, Mesler looks very calm having a guy kind of on him the entirety of the game. Seems like he might be a little bit used to it. As this one getting it brought up the field. Zabinski coming out here on the defensive end in the midfield, potentially kind of replacing Vibber out there for a little bit. Byers, aggressive defense out there. This one pass, shot, another one there from Jacobs, I believe. He's spinning around. Flag goes down out on that back edge, though. We'll see what that one's for. As Jacob caught, he has that underhand kind of release down. Puts a lot of speed on it.
The Eagles did a good job once Jack Kazabinski was beat. Aiden Byers stepped up, was able to pick up the open man, but once he slides up, Avery, it leaves someone wide open right around the crease, and Alex Jacobs takes advantage of that space, gets the ball passed to him, and a very quick underhand shot right in front of the net.
And now the biggest lead of the contest here for Canton. Up 9-6 on the Eagles. Only 20 seconds left here in this first half. It was really pretty close for the majority of it. And then the Eagles not really managing to get anything going on the offense in the last 3 or 4 minutes. As we've seen this multiple times, this kind of scramble for it. It'll be Lucas who's going to pick it up, give it over to line. Not enough time, though, for the Eagles to get anything on the board. The 10-minute halftime here. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network soon. Right now, the Roos up 9-6 on the Eagles. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Out of the half, the Roos right now up 9-6, having a little streak there at the end of the first half of play. As it will be them who will win this first faceoff of the second half.
Roos offense did a good job targeting and feeding Alex Jacobs, who has 4 goals in this game. I think they're going to continue to look to him. The Eagles really have been primarily focusing on Melzer, number 28, but it's been opening. That attention has been opening a lot of other players for the Roos. And
that was that same little play right there that's worked a few times. That Mesler cut in pass to the back post to Jacobs, just a little too tall for him. Once again, I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Mentioned that those first half stats there. Jacobs definitely the leader for the Roos. Matt Boyden with the 5 goals. Kind of got up a little bit limpy after a play. They're about midway through the second quarter and hasn't really done a whole lot since then. Looks like he's fine out there, but we'll see how this one continues.
The Roos are definitely shutting him off with Holden Hewlett out there, number 40. So the Eagles are going to have to start working the ball around and trying to find some other playmakers. They have them out there. Nathan Vibber, Colton Gilliland, even Aiden Byers, Sean Line. They have guys who can score goals. They just have to get the right opportunities as Sean Line takes a shot that was heading for the top of the net. But, and Gillen here.
As Gillen cutting up through the middle, and he'll put that one on the board for the Eagles. He'll make it 9-7. Gillen's first goal of the contest.
And his 18th of the season, still leads the team. That's exactly what I was talking about, Avery. Got to find those other playmakers. Colton Gillen finally getting his chance to put a goal in the back of the net. Kind of picked off the pass there from the goalie on the clear. The Eagles been running a tight clear coverage all game so far. This time, able to take advantage of it and had a wide open lane to the net, one-on-one with the goalie, and puts the game within 2.
That will continue Gillen's streak of scoring in every contest on the season for the Eagles. Really had kind of an electric spring trip. The Eagles go on kind of like a week-long bus trip down through Virginia and North Carolina as well. Play a whole slew of games in there. That one shot low, a little too far, and Burke will get there first for the Eagles. But Gillen, a few injuries on the offensive end. Danny Carter, one of those players we haven't talked about. Kind of going back to that conversation about the Eagles offense missing Gunnar McAllister this year due to him graduating. Carter getting injured during that spring break trip as well, as it doesn't look like he'll be back for the season. As that one shot there and scored by, I believe that was Mesler who put that one into the back of the net for.
I think that was Mesler again, and it was sort of the same thing we saw on the other side of the field, Avery, with the Eagles' goal. A missed pass on the clear from Burke to, I believe he was targeting number 13, Trent Montana. Just was not able to get the ball there. It was picked off by Melzer in a wide open lane to the net. Not something the Eagles can have happen, especially getting into the second half of this game, now trailing by 3 again.
Yes, that was actually Tanner Amal who got the goal. Mesler with the assist on that one. So that will put Canton up 10-7 now on the Eagles. Amal's second goal of the game, 8 of the season so far.
And the thing that's changed from the start of this game to now for the Roos is their patience on offense. They will take the ball all the way up to the half line, to the midline, and just wait for their offense to get settled. And then the Eagles will come out and play this aggressive defense that you see Hurst playing right now. And eventually it'll open up shots, sort of like that. Great job on the defensive side by Andrew Hurst that time, staying with him. But, Avery, a lot of the goals that the Roos have come from separating players just with their feet.
It's trying to get past Montana here. Ball into the middle, as that was Mesler who just kind of hockey sticked that one into the back of the net. Actually, I think that was Amal again, as he got that one on the board.
Amal, one of those tall guys for the Roos, was able to all he did, Avery, was put his stick over the head of the defender who didn't really see him coming, caught the ball, and quick shot in the net. That's now 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of this game for the Roos that have come in pretty quick succession, uncontested by the Eagles.
And Stoltz going to pick this one up cleanly. Some of the first offensive pressure here for the Eagles potentially in the second half outside of that goal from Gillen. As Amal netting his 3rd of the contest. Boyne's going to try to track this one down. He'll keep it in just in front of the out-of-play line. Boyne just trying to spin around a little bit.
And now you see him drawing double teams.
This Canton team seems to have figured him out a little bit. Kind of likes to put his back to the players and just try to spin in there. I think they just kind of pulled the chair out from underneath him on that one. A shot there from Vibber. That one was on target, but collected cleanly by the goalkeeper. In Hayden Todd. Played well in this contest.
Good job by Vibber to pick up the offensive attacker there, Rory McCabe, before he had a wide open lane to the net. Vibber, one of those guys who's got a lot of speed and plays very well on both sides of the ball. Saw him go down earlier. Good to see him back out there.
And Jacobs, yet again, that same little shot he's had this whole contest. He has that little underhand kind of shovel shot dialed in this one.
That'll be his, I believe, 5th or 6th goal of the game.
5th of the contest.
5th of the contest. And Avery, this Eagles team did a really good job defending those guys on the crease for the Roos earlier on in the game. Really aggressive defensive play style, but since about halfway through the second quarter, they have not really had their hands on the sticks of these guys, and it's allowed them to get those quick shots off of a dump-off pass from some of these other Roos attackers.
And pass into the middle. That one a over-the-shoulder shot, but saved by Burke. That was almost one of the better goals of the season there, potentially for Canton.
But there it is again, just that middle of the field left wide open by the Eagles. Got lucky that that one didn't turn into a highlight play that the Roos will be playing at the end of their season.
There's been a number so far in this contest for the Roos that have just kind of been wide open shots, and those are the ones like you really need to avoid on the defensive end. Pass into the middle. This one bouncing around. Sinkler gets shoved away by the defense. This one pass out to McCabe, trying to go up past. I believe that was a line out there. You'll get past him cleanly.
Eagles will recover in time there, but seen that a few times too, where the transition by the Roos is just so quick that the Eagles midfielders are kind of trailing behind them. It creates a man-up situation without having an actual man-up.
And Byers is going to pick this one up, give it over into the middle here to Clinch. Clinch going out wide to Gillen now. And Boyden with it, trying to streak up through the middle. He's going to cut back inside and net his 6th goal of the contest. Matt Boyden's had that little kind of around the edge of the crease move working.
He's done a great job this game getting around the crease and breaking inside. He even had a shot from outside closer to the restrainer earlier in this game. When you give him that room, Avery, on defense, he's going to be able to get those shots off. And like I had mentioned earlier, he's a very accurate shooter, can pick corners, put the ball on the ground right in the right place. So the Roos, who had done a good job up to this point since the second quarter and sort of shutting him off, finally allow him to get inside again, and Eagles pull 1 goal closer, now a 4-point game.
And that gives Boyden his 6th of the contest, had a goal along with 4 assists against USM. So 15 points in his last 2 contests at home here for the Eagles.
Now you see the Eagles will settle it down, get their guys on the field.
Ball into the middle here to Clinch. Gets it knocked away right in the middle of the field. Kind of got triple teamed. Vibber and Byers trying to come in, shrugging off some contact. Number 7, Jake Erskine, one of the captains for this squad,
For a guy that doesn't have a lot of height, 5'9" for Jake Erskine, he just took quite a few pretty significant blows from a few of the bigger guys on this team. Aiden Byers. Good job by Erskine to stay standing up.
I think he'll eventually, though, get called for an unnecessary roughness penalty. I think he took those 3 or 4 hits, tried to give one back out of his own. I think he lost a possession there, and he'll have a 1-minute penalty here. So the Eagles will be man up. Opportunity for them down 4. Try to get another one on the board.
I think you're going to look to Owen Giorgio a little bit more than they have earlier in this game. Remember, he had 2 man-up goals versus USM. He can absolutely rip the ball. Be interesting to see if they get it out to him this time.
As it will go out to Giorgio here. Only gets shut down. Vibber with it. Vibber going over to Gillen. Gillen left-handed shot. That one saved by the keeper, though. As I think Gillen there trying to go with the offhand.
See a very aggressive, clear defense here from the Eagles. Going to push the goalie, Boyington is. But I liked that man-up play, getting the ball to Colton Gillen for a shot from his strong side. And Vibber comes in and makes a great play. But Gillen does a great job. Good shot, just an even better save by the goalie, Hayden Todd. And the Eagles will get another chance here.
Still in the man-up opportunity here. As Boyden with the ball here. As just about to be even strength out here. Looks like number 11 in Tyler Scott. Kind of waiting right on the edge. Shot there from line. Saved by the keeper. As Line's going to send a defender to the ground. And as this one's going to get brought up the field by Canton now. They're going to run this clock down. And get back out to even strength here. So surviving the penalty play on that one. Now will be Canton on the offensive end. Still 60 seconds to work with. That's trying to cut back to the middle. That one shot high. Save by Burke, though.
And Nathan Vibber got a stick on the stick of the Ruse attacker just in a nick of time to force the ball up above the net, or else that might have been a goal. It was looking like it was going to hit the top corner.
Now the Eagles setting up on their offensive side. Vibber trying to cut up to the middle. Is that one-handed off the ground? What a shot there from Nathan Vibber. He was getting shoved to the floor.
He was on his way to the ground, Avery, and with his right hand, strong hand, just flicks the ball with enough speed to where the goalie didn't really see it coming. And that's the type of play that you can expect from Nathan Vibber, who's always been a little bit flashy with his play style. Even he looks like he can't believe it.
As the Eagles now bringing it back to a 3-goal deficit against this Ruse team. Definitely had probably their best quarter of play. That one, Stolt managing to kind of send that one out. Hurst, though, had that one well in play for him. It doesn't manage to get it easily. Now the Ruse will have possession. Definitely a missed opportunity there off of the faceoff.
And with the defense so spread out right now, you got to watch number 15, Alex Jacobs, on the left side of this goal here. Giorgio appears to be locking him off right now, which is a little bit different than what the Eagles have been running all day. They've been getting to Melzer, number 28, who's at the top of the box right now. But you see the Eagles starting to pay a little bit more attention to the rest of these Ruse attackmen and midfielders who have also been contributing to their scoring today.
This one passed into the middle now. That's number 13 in Carter Pooler trying to go up around the right side.
Byers able to stay with him on that despite the screen.
Spinning under some contact is Mesler. Has Hurst on him, just going through it all, and he's going to put that one into the bottom corner. Strength goal on that one from Mesler.
Yeah, just pushed through a few bodies there. And not a very fast shot from Melzer compared to what we've seen today, but kind of just put it right in the right space where Odin Burke couldn't get his stick down fast enough to stop it. He was close enough to the net. Bring the lead back up to 4 for the Roos with just over 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
And Stolt will be out there for this face-off. He's going to try to win this one, and it's going to be won for now by Canton, and they'll hold on to it as it's Guerrero who's going to give this one off, try to get off the field himself. Spinning through some contact, that's McCabe out there. Going to give this one over to one of the other offensive players. Seems like this Canton team likes to do the same strategy of trying to pull the defense out of kind of their turtle shell out there.
Yeah, because they've noticed how far out the Eagles are willing to play them on defense, especially on guys like Melzer and Jacobs today. They'll follow them anywhere on the field they go. This time, Vibber playing a little bit farther off, but still out beyond the restrainer box.
And Vibber trying to come in and lay some contact here. This ball passed back across. Caught by a Mull. This one passed over and shot there from Mesler. And that one was a rip, but that one well out of play.
And that's sort of been how this is going. They draw Aiden Byers outside.
That one another rip. Another one too high, though.
Aiden Byers has been being pulled outside to slide for the Eagles defense, pick up the guy with the ball, but it leaves someone open almost every time. Few shots that haven't been on target for the Roos have saved the Eagles so far.
A little underhand pass trying to find, believe that was Hummel out there, but it will go out of play, so the Eagles will get possession back here. Good defensive stand. I think the one problem, though, for the Eagles in kind of allowing, looked like they allowed Canton to have the ball up here around midfield. So if they're down 4 goals, you can't really allow the other team to just run the clock down a minute and a half each time.
Yeah, if you're going to play that aggressive defense, Avery, you've got to put your stick on the hands of the ball carrier. You can't just watch them. You can't play tight defense and not do anything about it. If you're going to play that aggressively, you got to get the ball back.
And Clinch will slow this one down, allow a few offensive players to come out. Clinch is going to go over to Boyne now. Boyne at backside to line. Sinclair open right in the middle there, but no one saw that one. Flag goes flying. Boyne still spinning with it. Another flag goes up. Boyne will eventually fall to the ground.
Boynton drawing 2 penalties, or at least 1, but there'll be 2 here, and the Eagles will go 2 men up. Absolutely have to take advantage of this opportunity if you're the Eagles in a 6-on-4 situation.
It looks like it will be number 10 in Parker Hornung, and we'll see who the other one is on here. It might just be,
I think it's Melzer.
As Mesler getting, I believe, his second or third of the contest potentially. Actually won't be on him as he'll come off the sideline for a substitution.
Roos will line up just in a box formation here. A box zone, a very difficult zone strategy to play when there's 6 guys on the field. So the way the Eagles attack this is quickly moving the ball and moving that square around. And eventually, not probably, but eventually you will find an open shot that you can rip. And they might get a few opportunities at this.
This is a situation, Max, that this Eagle squad just needs to score a goal in this one.
Absolutely.
2 extra players out there.
They're going to really look down on themselves if they can't score here. There's a shot by Sean Line. But like I said, with only 4 guys out there for the Roos, they're going to get a few opportunities to rip this ball because there's less people who are going to chase after the rebound.
That one, a shot there from Gillen off of a Roos helmet. Sinclair giving it back over to Gillen. Back over to Boyne now. Boyne potentially trying to get his 7th of the contest. Spinning inside, that one shot low. Going to be collected by the goalkeeper, though.
And first penalty for Canton has been released. Good job killing that one by the Roos.
If they can keep possession of this one, they'll be able to cancel that other one as well. They're going to lose this one, though. And for now, good recovery play there as referee pointing up the field. That was number 13.
Trent Montana, another great defensive play. He's had a few plays so far today, Avery. He hasn't been playing the best all-around defense, but he's made a few significant impact plays today that have got the Eagles the ball back, and no better time than now.
That one a shot from Gillen. That one too low and blocked by the keeper. We'll stay possession with the Eagles, though.
Back up to full strength. Good job killing the penalty. Eagles really going to want that one back.
As a line trying to cup up through the middle. That one passed too high right into the middle. And for now, Cannon trying to get up the field. Flag goes flying there. That one's going to be on clinch. Looked like he got the defender's helmet on the way by.
And now the Roos will get the same opportunity the Eagles had just moments ago with a man up. And up by 4 goals, looking to extend that lead. Not a position you want to be in if you're the Eagles. And, you know, not getting that goal on that 2-man up situation is really hurting them now.
And now bringing it up the field is the Roos. And this one passed towards the far side, and that one a shot again there. I believe that was...
I think it's Michael Newcomb.
As Newcomb gets his 2nd up on the board against the Eagles. That one was quick play there. Took advantage of that man-up opportunity fast.
Yep, playing against a zone defense. The Eagles are supposed to have somebody inside to protect the crease. Might have got a little bit distracted ball watching. It was passed inside to Newcomb and put in the back of the net very quickly. 5-goal game now.
And this one, Stolt trying to win it. Player coming in for the Roos. Eagles, and that's Lucas who's trying to get there. Had a number of these just fights for the ball after these face-off plays. And Stolt having the extra effort play will eventually finally come in and win that one. And this one getting passed to the backside to Boyne. That's one of those senior-type face-off plays from the freshman.
Now you see Eagles with the ball. They want to play with a little bit more pace. I actually heard through the press box Coach O'Neill yelling at the team to pass the ball around and take their time. When you got 80 seconds on the shot clock, you really do have that time to sort of feel out the defense and make something work.
There's 20 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. So they have time on the shot clock, but not necessarily on the game clock right now. As I'm not sure if they're aware of that with the sun out there on the scoreboard.
Well, if they just hold the ball, they'd get it going into the 4th quarter, but Boynton tripped up there. And now Canton will start with the ball as we head into the 4th.
So Canton will enter the 4th quarter up 5 goals on the Eagles, 14-9. Big 3rd quarter for them, as they definitely took the advantage in that one. We'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm. Big third quarter or really the end of that second quarter of play here for the Roos, as the two teams will swap sides. Roos having outscored the Eagles, I believe 6 or 7-3, as that one a shot from Boyne saved by the keeper. Boyne trying to jump in for that one.
Hayden Todd saw that one the whole way through. Boynton jumps up, tries to put it over his head. All Hayden Todd had to do was put his stick up, able to make the save, get it down the field. And now they'll settle down, and they're going to just start trying to take some time off the clock here, Avery, as they're up 5 goals. The less time that the ball is in the hands of the Eagles, the less time and the less chance there is that they'll come back from this 5-goal deficit.
And we'll see if the Eagles get a little more aggressive, as that one shot saved by Burke. That's a big save out there from the captain and the keeper.
That's a ball that has gone in most of the day today, so a good job by Alex Hinckley there, number 19, who the Eagles are thrilled to have back, a great defensive playmaker, freshman for this team.
And this one, Jacobs with it. See if he can cut his way inside, working against Sinkler, managing to cut back. This one caught and shot there. Unlucky bounce for the Eagles. That one saved by Burke. Bounces its way straight to Caden Goodenough, who knocks that one home.
It was almost like that ricochet off the goalie was the pass. It literally went right into Caden Goodenough's stick. And again, one-on-one situation on the other side of the goal, no one there. Going to be a goal every time.
Well, Jacobs sitting at 5'10", 215 as he was listed on the Canton website. I think he just kind of used his strength there on that one. Kind of burrowed his way in around the goal. I think it was a good opportunity regardless of where that one bounced to. And now this one's going to be knocked around and won by Canton.
See Cohen Trinka making his way out and now being called back in exchange for...
That's Clinch out there who came
Clinch
in for him. Little underhand pass shot. That one bouncing its way over and will stay with the Roos for now.
It's because they have Quinn Lucas out there with the long pole as well. Can't have more than 4 long poles. A great save by Odin Burke.
And trying to give it to Lucas. Lucas managed to go through some contact, trying to keep this one in front of him. He will scoop it up, give it over to line. Good opportunity here for the Eagles. That seems like the one that they struggle on a little bit sometimes is having a player kind of crash around the crease on those offensive opportunities. That one a shot, and it's going to roll its way towards the backside. That one looked like it had gone in.
I thought it did, Avery, and now the Roos are going to have a fast break opportunity here. Eagles fast enough to get back in line, but another wide open shot for Alex Jacobs, and he nets it.
And what a rip on that one from Jacobs. He was probably a good 15 yards out or so. Put that one upper corner with some velocity on it.
He's been shooting that shot all night, low to high, and Odin Burke has not been able to stop it once. A great job just by the Roos in general, their offense, getting the ball, passing it around, really waiting for those opportunities to be there. They always seem to find the guy who's wide open, the best shot possible.
And that low to high shot can be difficult to kind of master, but I think it definitely kind of gives you the most velocity out there. And if you can get it down, it's difficult for keepers to kind of account for that. They're used to most shots kind of coming from up above, down at them, rather than at their knee level and then rising.
Yeah, it's definitely hard as a goalie to make that stop, especially on those low to high shots. You really never know where it's going to go. It's such a fast motion from low to high that it looks like it could go to either side, and the goalie essentially just has to guess where the ball's going, unless it's from a far out distance. But, Alex Jacobs has been shooting them pretty close today.
As that one caught and shot and scored as Michael Newcomb puts Canton up even bigger now on the Eagles. As I believe that will make it 17-9 in this one. All of a sudden, Canton kind of running away with it.
Yeah, an 8-point game now. The Eagles defense starting to see what sort of like it was last week, Avery, against USM, where they're just getting tired of running up and down the field. Starting to bring in some of the guys from the bench to rest the rest of these Eagles players.
That defensive side really doesn't have that deep of kind of a rotation out there. It's really Giorgio, Montana, along with Hinckley, who play the majority of the minutes on the defensive end. Obviously, there's a few other guys who play that long stick position.
And now you see Cohen Trinka back out there playing defense instead of LSM as he usually does. But just a lot of tired bodies out there right now with the way that the Roos have been transitioning off of the Eagles' turnovers.
Well, we talked about that size factor coming into this one as well. I feel like that plays a big role in just kind of wearing teams down. It's been a pretty physical game so far. I think there's a lot of hits that kind of don't get called, don't really get noticed out there. When you're going up against a guy who's got 40 pounds, hit like that, as Sinkler, 2 flags go flying. Both referees seeing that one. Eagles still possession here.
Dean Sinkler eats that hit right there. And they'll get another man-up opportunity, but they're going to have to work quickly as we're just over 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 8. Not an easy position to come back from.
The Eagles here kind of like a free play in football that they can run just an offense, try to be risky here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to get the ball back and be in a man-up situation. Vibber going through the contact, and Vibber gets that one home. Took a few hits along the way.
Vibber will get his 3rd goal of the day on a shot that I'm not sure how he held on to the ball. He just kept the stick up high, took all the shots to his body there from the Roos defenders, somehow puts it in. There won't be a man-up opportunity now, but regardless, they get a goal out of it, which might end up being better with how much time they took to get that shot off.
So it will be a 2-minute penalty still on number 10 in Parker Horning.
And that's huge for the Eagles. A locked-in penalty. Regardless, they can score as many times as they want in this 2 minutes, Avery, and still have the man-up opportunity. So expect some fast-moving offense if they're able to get possession here.
And or they get the goal and now potentially a chance to move up as Stolt winning this one. So chance here for the Eagles to capitalize on the man-up opportunity and the goal here.
Eagles running a little bit slower than I thought they would. I think they just want to get the guys they want out there. Interesting, Owen Giorgio is not on that man-up team this time. They bring Dean Sinkler in instead. Now they'll bring him up.
As it can get a little bit confusing, I feel like, when the benches open up a little bit. This one going out to Giorgio. Thought about the shot. Canton team probably definitely watching that film of the broadcast from last week against the Huskies. This one pass up to Giorgio. Giorgio taking a shot. That one off of the post, I think. That was just an inch or two away.
I was wondering when we were going to see Giorgio take a shot. He's got a cannon for an arm. And we saw that last week with his 2 goals. I think they're going to try and get it to him again, especially if you want those fast shots. But this time, Jake Erskine very quick to defend him.
This one out to Line. Line's going to take a shot. That one low and in. Eagles getting another one up on the board here. Line getting his first goal coming back from that injury.
And they love to have him back. Sean Line, first goal of the game, brings the Eagles back within 6. And suddenly, Avery, within a minute of when we were talking about last time, having an 8-goal deficit, it's only 6, and they're moving quickly. And that penalty is still Actually, I believe it was released on that goal. But regardless, a great job by the man-up team capitalizing on that opportunity and making this comeback a little bit easier for them.
And Stolt right now rolling a little bit on these face-off plays as he'll give it over to line. Eagles probably definitely clinch here and to keep a hold of that one. I think the Eagles definitely regretting that little flurry they let up to the Roos. It was really kind of a under 3-goal game for the majority of it. And there was kind of a succession of 3 or 4 goals in a row that made it into that 9-point lead.
Yeah, they had quite the breakdown on defense. Hopefully those defenders, or the Eagles are hoping that those defenders are getting some time to rest up now with the amount of time they've spent in the offensive end the past few minutes. And Eagles looking to capitalize again. A good shot from Gillen. Great opportunities these last few possessions for the Eagles, Avery.
Yeah, that was a good play there. You saw Gillen kind of streak in. That's not something the Eagles do all that often. They really make a lot of their plays on a 1v1 rather than passing. That one sending Gillen up through the middle of the defense. Had him kind of wide open in front of the goal.
And that's something that Coach O'Neill told me this morning he's looking to see more of, is passing on the field into a shot, having the gun loaded when you receive the pass and putting the shot out quick.
And that one's going to be a missed pass out for a turnover on the offensive end, but Cannon will get it way up here, up for the Eagles defensive end.
Giorgio playing tough defense there on Alex Jacobs.
And Canton now here. Opportunity 7:30 left here in this second half of play to just kind of run this clock down while they have possession.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. They're just taking the time off of the clock. I don't know why the Eagles are not pushing this right now. Vibber should be getting up in the face of Pooler.
I think part of it is for a lot of this game, whenever they push it, things like that happen. Is that one over to Jacobs. That little pet shot for him, and nets him his 7th of the contest.
And Alex Jacobs, like you said, Avery, every time the Eagles do push that, it seems like he's getting open, and it's been Dean Sinkler, unfortunately, catching a lot of that heat today from. He's just been getting beat on that isolation up top, and it forces a slide, leaving that one guy, Alex Jacobs, wide open.
Well, Sinkler's had the role so far in this one. Sinkler, 5'8", 160. It's been kind of trying to guard combination of Amal and Mesler up at that top part of the side. And I think he's getting a little bit out physicaled out there.
Defensive midi from the top of the box is one of the hardest positions to play in lacrosse. I have to give him his credit for going out there and continuing to give his best effort, but it is certainly a part of the reason that Jacobs has most of his 7 goals is just an isolation, gets beat, and it leaves him wide open after the defensive slide from the Eagles.
Sinkler also really kind of a new player as this is Boyne trying to cut in. As Boyne gets through everybody, and he's going to take the easiest goal of the game for him. He's matching Jacobs goal for goal here today. 2 of them with 7.
And just another example of Boynton working around the crease seems to be his specialty, at least today. Just able to move the defender just enough to break out and get into free space. And there's not usually someone waiting for him on the other side of the crease when he comes around the net other than the goalie.
Boyne, a very shifty player out there on that back side, has been kind of cutting his way up through. Puts him up to 7 in this contest. Had 10 on the season coming into the game. So almost nearly doubled that total. Alex Jacobs only had 5 goals and an assist, so already more points for him in this contest than in the first 4 of the season for this Canton squad.
Brad Stolt wins another faceoff, gives the Eagles another opportunity, and here comes Matt Boynton again.
Boyne trying to cut up through the middle.
That time, Crew's defender waiting for him.
This one passed over to Line. Good job corralling that one. Line might be trying to do that same little Boyden shot as he gets a shot off and puts that one upper corner. Trying to maybe get this Eagles squad a little hyped up here today.
And Sean Line's been waiting all day for that kind of shot. You see him out there sort of flexing. Eagles still down by 5 points, but moving very quickly. But Avery, only 5.5 minutes left to get the job done. Gonna have to rely on some great play from Brad Stolt on the face-off, as well as some quick goals from Boynton, Gillian, and Sean Line.
As the Eagles continuing to roll right now.
And Stolt wins it again.
Stolt seems to have figured out a little bit of something on that face-off play. As a missed scoop there from Vibber will get possession for now over to Canton. Vibber trying to lay out for that one. Couldn't get on it.
Vibber went in with one hand on the scoop, and that's one that Coach O'Neill will definitely ridicule when they get back in the huddle. Never want to try and scoop with one hand, or else you're going to go over the top of the ball just like that. It's a huge deal for the Eagles that he missed that, because they missed that opportunity to have another possession very quickly.
And 4:40 left on the clock. That one shot low and scored. That might well be one of the nails in the coffin there for the Eagles.
And it all stems from that turnover on the Eagles side of the ball. Brad Stolt did a great job winning the faceoff. Eagles just not able to keep the ball on that side, and Austin Melzer, who's had himself a pretty good day, continues that, puts a goal in the back of the net, back up to 6 points, separating the Eagles and the Roos.
Really a pretty good all-around offensive day for this Roos squad. 6 different goal scorers. You have Jacobs with the 7, 3 different players in Newcomb, Mesler, and Amol with the hat tricks. And then Caden Goodenough with 2 goals, along with Rory McCabe's 1. A lot of players getting in on the action. The Eagles, it's been 3 different guys who have gotten on the board. Gillen with the 1, Vibber with 3, and Boyden with 7.
Both teams, like you said, Avery, done a great job offensively, involving all of their players. Sean Line getting involved there too. Now you see the Eagles bringing in a few different players on their defense. Andrew Hurst now playing with a short stick.
Giorgio's going to bring this one up the field. We'll see if he'll bring this up, take a shot. This one given over to Byers. Byers shot that one low corner. And he'll put the Eagles on the board again. This has been an exciting little fourth quarter for us. I believe 10 goals here in the fourth.
A lot of scoring for the Eagles too. Aiden Byers picking up his 2nd goal of the season, first of the game. And the game's not over yet, Avery, but they're going to have to work very hard to get it in. Not a lot of defense from either team in this game. It's really been who's ever got the draw goes down and scores on their possession, aside from a few turnovers from the Eagles.
33 combined goals between these two teams. It's not exactly an unheard of scoreline in a lacrosse game, but has felt that way a little bit. It was kind of a slow first half, and definitely really picked it up towards the end of it.
Eagles got to be feeling a little bit more confident about their offense now, putting up 14 goals in this game. As the last game against USM, they were only able to put up 6.
And Hurst is going to head out there. He's going to try to track down a Mull here. A Mull's going to take a shot. That one just a little too wide, though. We'll stay with possession here for the Roos. As the Eagles continuing to not really pressure the Roos out here up past the restraining line.
And with 3 minutes left, that's a big mistake, but we've also seen the results that come from pushing forward, Avery, on these Ruse attackers, it leaves Alex Jacobs wide open. And they were looking to him again on that play, but Montana able to put a stick out and stop the ball from getting into his stick.
And Giorgio's going to lose possession of it here. This one bouncing in the middle. Vibber trying to get on it. And Giorgio's going to scoop it right back up. Fortunate bounce there for the Eagles. Looks like Giorgio kind of lost it out there on that sideline. Managed to just kind of knock it up into the air. Boyne trying to get shoved out of play here by the Ruse. He's going to lose this one for now.
It's going to be a loose ball push, I believe.
So we'll stay with possession to Boyne. Now Boyne coming up through the middle. See if he tries to cut to the middle yet again, as he's done so many times this contest.
He did, and that time he was met by Pooler.
As late shove there on line. As Boyne and Line trying to get this one. Boyne goes down. Line's going to pick it up. Give it out to Clinch. Boyne's definitely taken somewhat of a beating in this one.
He drew a few unnecessary roughness penalties earlier in this game where he was hit pretty hard. And like we said, he has a play style of sort of running into the defense. Gillen puts one in.
Great little scoop there from Colton Gillen. Is that one a shot from Vibber? Kind of bounced straight up in the air. Gillen using his height. Caught that one cleanly and put that one up over the top of the keeper's head.
Great rebound goal from Colton Gillen, who's going to get his second of the game.
It's unfortunately for the Eagles, though, a little bit too little too late here. Definitely poured it on a little bit here in this fourth quarter.
This will be...
Wow, just one too many goals out there.
This will be something that the Eagles take and learn from, though. They really did find their offensive groove during this game, and were able to get the ball into the hands of a lot of different playmakers to score goals. But I think the focus this week, Avery, before their next game, will be really on the defense and how to defend the middle of the field.
The Eagles allowing 19 goals in this contest, 15 of their own goals. Like really one of their better, their second most goals scored on the season, most being 18-12 victory over Randolph College.
This is a great job by the Eagles offensively today, as we mentioned multiple times, and just in the nick of time, Avery, as they're going to be playing SUNY Poly next Saturday, April 6th, one of the better teams in the NAC. Historically, the last few years have not played up to their level offensively, not able to put up as many goals. It's been quite the wide margin of victory for Poly. So picking up the offense now and really finding their groove right at the right time.
Right around 50 seconds, or under 50 seconds now left on the clock. The Eagles probably potentially one more chance to kind of get a feel-good goal up on the board here. Clinch trying to cut into the middle, tries to put a shot on that one too high. Line's going to get there first. He's still going to have possession of it. About 20 seconds now on the clock, giving it over to Boyden. Boyden keeping it, shot low. This one bouncing up, caught by the keeper. And he's going to be able to just run this one down. As Cannon bringing up the field, I don't think they're really going to try to push up there. As they'll take this one up, just get the clear statistic up there on the board for them. As that will end this contest. Canton coming away with the 19-15 victory over the Eagles. We went over those goal scorers towards the end of that one. Like you mentioned, the Eagles will be taking on SUNY Poly towards next weekend. Well, they'll be playing at Thomas, or they'll be taking on SUNY Poly next weekend on April 6th. Or is that Thomas game that could potentially get rescheduled as well? And for Canton, They will be continuing a road trip as they'll be taking on Thomas College that same weekend on April 6th at Thomas College, as well as MCLA the day after that. But for now, we bid you a farewell here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Overall, Max, I think a decent game for the Eagles. They had some offensive opportunities. They just allowed too many goals out there.
They did, and their offense was great. We'll leave it at that. Their defense early on in this game, Avery, was playing extremely well when the Roos were initially trying to get the ball to Melzer. But once they started forcing the ball out to Jacobs and some of the other goal scorers on this team, the Eagles really struggled, and they didn't really know what part of the field to defend because they had goal scorers that could score from just about anywhere. But a lot of those shots came from the inside, so I think that's what they'll look to improve on this week.
Well, thank you all for joining us here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We hope you tune in for that game next Saturday, April 6th. Have a good rest of your day.